Okay, today we're going to calibrate this ICB brewer. In order to calibrate this machine, you will need a 64 ounce graduating cylinder, and you will need a scale. Your scale should be in fluid ounce, and what you will do, you will put your graduated cylinder on that scale and zero it out. I already did that, so it's on zero there. And the next thing you will do, you'll go to your machine, and the machine, there is a hidden button on the left and there is a hidden button on the right. There is also one at the left bottom and this one here that says ice, that one also. So the two buttons that we will focus on is the one on the right at the top and the one down here at the bottom. So we will hold down this hidden button at the top here until you see that calibration select comes on the screen. When that appears on the screen, you will select the button that says original blend. When you select that button, you see it says spray ounce 40 done. You will select done, and when you select done, it says spray head cal select. You will press the original button again to select, and then it will ask container ready, quit, yes. So we want to calibrate, so we will select yes, and to select yes you will hold down this button and then it will set to start, press brew. To press brew, you press the original button, there you go, and the machine will start counting down. When the machine finishes counting down, then it will stop, and once it stops, you will dispense the water that comes out of the machine into your 64 ounce graduating cylinder. See, I have it there underneath the craft. Once it stops, you will dispense the water that comes out of the machine into that 64 ounce cylinder, and then you will put it on the scale and weigh it. The amount that you get into that graduated cylinder, you will enter that amount into the machine, because the machine will give you the amount that it thinks it dispenses, but you will weigh the amount that it dispenses, and then you will put that amount in the machine. And how you do that, you will select the plus button to enter more, or you will select the minus button to enter less. And the plus button would be this button here, the minus button would be a button that's right where my finger is at here, that's hidden. Okay, so let's dispense the amount of water that's in the cylinder, in the craft, and into the cylinder. Okay, so I dispense the water out into the cylinder, and what I'll do now is I'll bring it to the scale and see how much the scale is telling me. So the scale is telling me that it gives 39.3 ounce, and that's fluid ounce, and the machine is telling me that it gives 40 ounce. So I need to minus. So what I'll do, I'll hold this button down, there you go, 39.8, 39.7, 39.6, 39.5, 39.4, 39.3. So I get that amount that I have in the picture, and now I'll I'll select the original button to save that. So I already saved it, so I'll dump the water that I have in the graduated cylinder, and now I'll move on to the bypass. So now I'll calibrate bypass. So press the done button. It says bypass cal, select, so again, and container ready, quit, yes. Yes mean we need to calibrate, so I'll select yes, and then press the brew button to start. So original blend, brew, start counting down again, so the bypass is counting down. When it finish, we will do the same thing. We will dispense the water from the craft into the 64-ounce graduated cylinder, and we will weigh on the scale, and the amount that we get, then we will enter that amount in the machine, just like we did in the first one. So look at that, the machine is counting down still. When it reaches 0, the machine will stop counting down. So the machine stopped brewing and the number appears. The amount that the machine says is 40.4. So we'll dispense the water that's in the craft into the 64-ounce graduated cylinder, and I'll bring it to the scale. There you have it, I dispensed that. So now I'll bring it to the scale. So the scale is telling me that the amount that was dispensed is 60.4. The machine is saying 40.4. So that tells me that I need to go up 20 in order for this machine to brew the correct amount. When you start brewing, you have to go up 20, so it's going to be 60.4 that I will enter into this machine. Six 60.4. I need to go back a little bit, so I'll press the minus button. 60.5.4 and then done. So I'll save that. So once I've saved that in the machine, I'll go back to the menu screen. It says calibration select, spray head 39.3. that was what I had, so I don't need to calibrate anymore. So I'll exit, and to exit you will press the power button and the machine will go back to the main screen. There you have it, ready to brew. What I'll do now, I'll brew one pot, and as you look at the screen and this display, as you look at this display here, you'll see 1, 2, and 3. So you can do 1 pot, 2 pot, or 3 pots. So we'll do 1 pot just to see if it given 64 ounce, and press the start button to calibrate. and it's brewing there now. So I'll let it brew, and when it stops, then I'll dispense into the graduated cylinder, and I'll wait and see if the amount is 64 ounce. Or I can even check on here and it will show the 64 ounce, because this is a 64 ounce graduated cylinder. So you can just look on that if it reached that line for the 64 ounces. And also on the craft, 64 ounce is, if you can see this line here, that's the 64 ounce. So if it's at that line, then you know you're on target. But I'll brew it and I'll wait, and I'll check it as well in the calendar and see. I'll pause a bit for now. So the machine has stopped, and I'm dispensing the water into the pitcher. And if it gives you like a plus or minus 1, that's still okay.